Today, I want to give you an overview of what it looks like to have a successful holiday season starting from July and going all the way to January. I'm going to look at each of the 4 stages of a profitable holiday season: planning, prepping, implementing, and wrapping up, and talk to you about what things you need to get done during each stage to make sure that you are ready for your best holiday sales yet. Let's dive in. Bonjour, my name is Deb and I'm the founder of TIZZIT, a membership community for makers and handmade shop owners just like your fabulous self. You can learn more about our community TIZZIT HQ via the link below this video, but for now let's jump straight into today's conversation, the 4 stages of a profitable holiday season. I want to start by showing you this diagram to help you get a picture in your head of how you should think about organizing your holiday sales. You can see that the time frame for each stage is mapped out to ensure that you have completed that stage in time to be ready for the next stage, because they build on each other, so each stage is necessary for the next one to be successful. And an added bonus of that is that by staggering all of your to-dos this way, you can focus and do a really good job on each stage without feeling overwhelmed and do it all at once. So let's start with stage 1, which is planning. Planning happens starting as early as you can, really, but at the latest starting in July and ending in August, the latest. Planning is actually the most important part of the work you are going to do. And if you don't want to be all stressed and completely burnt out and feeling out of control, not to mention missing out on sales during the holiday rush, you really want to be sure you plan and do it early. And I really mean it when I say that this is the most important task. You want to do this for your own sanity, because you will thank yourself a million times over during the holiday rush. And during the planning phase, you're not actually taking any action. You're just thinking and strategizing and assigning clear dates to each task, essentially making like a master plan for yourself that you'll just follow step by step for the rest of the year. Think of it as stepping into your CEO shoes and working on your business, just not in it yet. So what does this master plan of yours need to cover? Step 1 is deciding what events you'll be focusing on promoting. Some of you have businesses that will benefit from focusing on Halloween, but maybe others might skip Halloween altogether and focus more on Black Friday or Christmas. And of course, some of you will choose to focus on more than one of these. So that's step 1, deciding what events and holidays you will run a promo for or focus on. Step 2 is, based on the events you choose, to research trends and keywords on the platforms that you sell on so that you can incorporate any seasonal trends and high value keywords that are a good fit for your product listings. And actually, there is one special exception to the you're not taking action in the planning stage rule that I just mentioned, as this might require some immediate action. If you are trying to rank new keywords for SEO, you might want to make those changes during the planning stage to be ahead of the curve and ranking for those keywords as soon as people start searching for them, which is always a few months before the actual event or holiday. Then comes step 3, which is product planning and deciding on your product offerings. And you have all sorts of great options to consider. Here are some questions to ask yourself. Do you want to create new products to offer for this special event? So a special collection for Christmas, for example. Or perhaps use some of your existing products but make slight modifications, like for example offering a new seasonal color to position them as a great Christmas season product or a fun product for Halloween or what have you. Another option is to create bundles or collections of products. So the question here would be, do you have products that you could combine to create gift bundles? And finally, it's worth noting that you don't need to create new products at all. You might have products already that can just be marketed as a great Christmas present, for example, without the need to reinvent the wheel or to turn everything you make red and green for Christmas. Please don't feel like you need to create products just for a special event or holiday. It's more so about thinking of ways you can market the products you already have for those events. Thinking through your product offering strategy upfront though will be a huge help once you start to plan inventory and promo strategies details. Now on to step 4, which is thinking through what promo strategies and or incentives you will use to boost sales and set dates for each. I have a great video on promo strategies coming out next week, so you are definitely going to want to watch that to get a good overview of all the different promo strategies that can help you increase your holiday sales. In it, I'm going to cover all sorts of strategies for you to choose from, discounts, giveaways, contests, coupons, you name it. So make sure you subscribe below to get a notification when this video drops next week. But for now, all you need to know is that in that planning stage, you need to decide on the promo you're going to be running, and then for each one, when it will start and when it will end. In other words, you want to set clear dates around each promotional campaign and strategy. Step 5 is deciding on your order cutoff dates to ensure that people will receive their products in time for the holiday. You will need to work backwards here from shipping time and processing times and ask yourself, for example, for Christmas, when do you need people to order by so that you can confidently say, yes, you will receive your parcel in time. You want to do this for each holiday deadline and make sure to add a buffer. There's no better way to get a bad review than to overpromise and under-deliver on that front. Okay, next, step 6, which is product listing updates. Will you need to make some changes to your listing to make them more relevant to a particular season? If you have a necklace right now that says the perfect necklace to turn a simple summer dress into a statement outfit, you might want to change that up when winter shows up its nose, or vice versa if, like me, you're in Australia or the Southern Hemisphere and you have Christmas in the middle of summer. In any case, if you're planning to update your product listings, what do you plan to change and when will you need to implement those changes? Will you need to change your titles, your descriptions, update your pictures? If you're adding new products, you will need to take new pictures for those and write new product descriptions for those as well. So all these seemingly little tasks do add up, so add them to your master plan list and assign dates to do the work. Finally, step 7 are your shop updates. We just talked about the listings, but what about your shop or websites more generally? Have a look at what it is now, how it is now, and ask yourself if you want to change up any of the following. Your website or shop copy and messaging, your banner and graphics. I like to think of this as your shop's holiday decoration, and things like your shipping policies. Again, that goes into your master plan list with a clear date for when those changes will need to be done by. Okay, that's all your planning done. And essentially this stage is like a mega project planning stage. And even if you might feel like you have a super long list of things to think about and do right now, it's perfectly okay because you have them all listed. You have time on your side. Remember, we're planning for 6 months of work. So it's not like you need to do all of that by next week. And you have clear dates assigned for each. So you have a plan and you can be confident moving into the next stage, which is stage 2, prepping. The prepping stage is basically just following the master plan you created for yourself in stage 1 and should happen around August and September. The goal is to do as much as possible now so you don't need to do too much later in the mega rush of holiday sales. Thanks to the awesome planning and date assigning that you did in stage 1, you should have a clear to-do list for each week and start prepping things in advance. So first, let's talk about the prep work for your products. It should include things like creating new products if you decided to do so, ordering supplies, taking new product photos, or taking new lifestyle images for products that already exist but using holiday props so they look relevant to that season. And of course, writing new copy for your product descriptions, your website, or your shop. Now, remember, at this stage, you're not changing your photos or your copy over just yet. You're just taking those pictures and writing that copy so that when it comes time to switch it all over, you've got it all ready to go. Think how amazing that will feel to be at the start of the holiday season and have everything ready to go. Now let's move on to the promo prep work where you create any graphics you will need during your promos. So for example, graphics for social media, email marketing campaigns, ads if you be running those, and then you'll also create the copy for those promos. So here again, social copy, email copy, so it's all set to go during the busy season. Next is prepping your shop, which includes any graphics you'll need, things like banner or any shop or website decoration. And this is also a great time to give your shop a once over to be sure it's all ready for the holiday shopping season. If you plan on running advertising campaigns, make sure that your advertising pixel, that little piece of code you need to track your results, is set up for Facebook, Instagram, and or Pinterest. And of course, it's always a good idea to look at each page and listing on your shop to make sure that everything is working properly and optimized for sales. That way your shop will be in tip-top shape. Step 4 in your prep stage is what I like to call problem solving in advance. It's a good idea to prepare for any worst case scenarios that might happen. For example, what if an order doesn't get delivered? What if it's late? Do you have a prepared response to send out for that kind of inquiry? What process will you go through to try and fix this situation if it shows up? If you think of possible things that could happen and make a plan of what you would do, then you won't feel so stressed if they do happen because you have already planned ahead and know how to handle them. And finally, step 5, I also want to really encourage you to do some personal planning as well for what kind of help you might need during the holiday craziness. Can you do your gift shopping for the family and friends a bit early this year? Do you have someone who can help you with orders or shipping or at home during the busy season? Do some in-advance self-care by really thinking through how to make it easier on yourself when you're in the thick of it. You'll be so glad that you did. Now it's time to move on to stage 3, which is implementing, and that's roughly from September to November. You're going to be marketing, making products, selling products, and shipping products. So basically, we'll follow your plan from stage 1, using everything you created in stage 2 and put it all in action. Even though this is the rush, you front-loaded all the work in stage 2, so you should actually feel pretty in control despite all the holiday business. Not saying you won't feel busy, you very likely will feel busy, but at least you won't have to think about what needs to get done. You'll just have to, do it. Okay, we're almost there. Stage 4 is wrapping up, and that happens in December, January, when the holidays are finishing up. You'll be finishing the final orders, undoing all the shop decoration, and changing your holiday product listings back to normal. If you have holiday products you won't be selling anymore, not even next year, you can plan a sale or a promo to get rid of that stock. And as things quiet down, there are 3 main things you'll want to do. First, record your thoughts and start. You will want to skip this and do it later, but this is the time to sit down and look back at your holiday wins and challenges. You'll want to cover things like how did your sales go this year overall, what worked, what didn't, and essentially you want to write yourself notes on what you wish you had done differently, tips for making next year a little bit easier, anything you want your future self to remember. You will use this document during your next year's planning stage to create a plan for an even better holiday season. Next is thinking about making repeat customers. You just got some new customers. You'll want to brainstorm and plan for how you can turn those holiday sales into forever customers who will make repeat purchases in the future. How can you get the shoppers who bought from you this season to keep buying from you over the year? And finally, take a well-deserved break. At that point, you really will have earned it. Focus on the successes you achieved this year and pat yourself on the back. Right now, though, your head is probably spinning and you're probably feeling like, how am I going to remember to do all of this stuff? Don't worry though, I will put some more resources to help you below this video, including a full workshop to help you prep for holiday success with workbooks and all that good stuff so you can get really organized. If you are a TIZZIT HQ member already, make sure to check it out in your members area. And if you're not a member, what are you waiting for? Join me and your fellow TIZZIT HQ members as we dive into the details along with workbooks and checklists to help you have a profitable holiday season and get your holiday sales ducks all in a row. I'll put the link to that workshop below, so go check it out. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and until next time, au revoir.